Hi, boys and girls. It's Rabbi Ferenczi. We all wear masks today to protect everybody. Let's start with a fun song. Do you have your bim bam hands ready? Get your bim bam hands ready. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chitty bitty bitty bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Ready? Clap. Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. We have a fun story today. This one's called Engineer Ari and the Rosh Hashanah Ride. Rosh Hashanah is the beginning of the Jewish year, and it's coming up in less than 4 weeks. This is by Deborah Bowden-Cohen with illustrations by Shachar Kober, Engineer Ari, and the Rosh Hashanah Ride. Engineer Ari walked proudly into the railway station in the port city of Jaffa. The year was 1892. That's over 120 years ago. The workers had finished the tracks just in time for Rosh Hashanah. A new year, a new railway, thought Engineer Ari, and I've been chosen to drive the first train from Jaffa, which is on the coast, to Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, which is inland, up in the hills. He patted the train's boiler. Do you guys like trains? Everyone I know loves trains, and we're lucky to live near some. Are you ready? He asked. You and I are going to deliver Rosh Hashanah treats to the children in Jerusalem. Oh, it's just like the little engine that could. Ari's engineer friends, Jesse, Yishai, and Nathaniel, stood nearby. Look at the crowds who came to see me off, Ari boasted to them. Nathaniel sulked because he hadn't been chosen. Jesse grumbled. Ari thinks he's so important. We can't all be first, Ari bragged. He told himself not to worry about Jesse and Nathaniel. Engineer Ari climbed into the train's cab. He tugged the whistle cord. Toot, toot! The switchman gave the signal. The crowd cheered and clapped. Engineer Ari pulled back the throttle, and the train steamed out of the station. He forgot to say goodbye to Jesse and Nathaniel. That's not very nice or careful or considerate. I bet they were a little sad. The train chug-a-lugged past cypress trees and orange groves. Children waved as the train went by. Oh, that is fun to see a train. The train slowly hissed into the first station. A girl hurried out to the crowd carrying a basket. Please bring these apples to Jerusalem for a sweet new year. My uncle grew them in his orchard. Engineer Ari took a juicy bite out of a shiny green apple. The color reminded him of Jesse. Jesse's train engine was bright green. Ari wondered if Jesse was still angry. Shana Tova, Happy New Year, called Engineer Ari. Steaming out of the station, he tugged the whistle cord. Toot, toot! The train chug-a-lugged past palm trees and prickly pear cactus. A beekeeper looked up from her honeycombs to wave. At the next station, a boy lifted a crate filled with jars and brought it to the platform. Are you going to Jerusalem? He asked, holding up a jar. Please take my mother's honey with you so the children of Jerusalem can dip apples in honey on Rosh Hashanah. Well, maybe we'll have that for a snack at school, everybody. Engineer Ari smiled at the thought of the sweet, sticky honey. But the golden color reminded him of Nathaniel. Nathaniel's train engine was sunny yellow. Ari worried that he had hurt Nathaniel's feelings. Shana Tova, Happy New Year, called Engineer Ari, steaming out of the station. He tugged the whistle cord. Toot, toot! The train chug-a-lugged toward gray foothills. Farmers waved from their wheat fields. At the next station, a baker and his son hurried out of the crowd carrying large sacks. The sweet smell of fresh bread filled the air. What smells so good? Asked Engineer Ari. My son and I have baked loaves of round challah, said the baker. Please bring them to Jerusalem for Rosh Hashanah. Engineer Ari thought about Jessie again. She loved the smell of fresh bread. Ari wished he hadn't bragged to his friends. Shana Tova! Happy New Year! I bet Ari's a little bit sad, a little bit anxious. called Engineer Ari, steaming out of the station. He tugged the whistle cord. Toot, toot. The train chug-a-lugged into a narrow canyon and began to climb slowly as the tracks curved through steep hills. A shepherd tended his flock. One ram had long, curled horns. The ram looked up and let out a loud baa. A ram's horn is one of the things you can make a shofar out of. At the next station, a boy carrying a basket on his head walked toward the tracks. Oh, I guess that's what's coming up. He took a shofar out of the basket and blew a strong, deep note. My family makes these shofars from ram's horn. Please bring them to Jerusalem so people can announce the new year. Engineer Ari thought about Nathaniel. If Nathaniel had heard the shofar, he would have pulled his train's whistle cord to make the same sounds. He wondered how he would apologize to his friends. Shana Tova! Happy New Year, called Engineer Ari, steaming out of the station. He tugged the whistle cord. Toot, toot! The train chug-a-lugged higher and higher past olive groves and underground springs. Finally, it reached a plateau. I can see the Jordan River from here, said Engineer Ari with excitement. He added sadly, I wish Nathaniel and Jesse were here too. Before he knew it, the great walled city of Jerusalem appeared in the distance. Engineer Ari pulled into the station. The train hissed to a stop. A crowd of people cheered. Children surrounded the train, climbing onto the caboose and cab. They lifted out the Rosh Hashanah treats. Engineer Ari hardly noticed. He was thinking about his friends. I hurt Jesse and Nathaniel's feelings when I bragged. On Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we apologize for our mistakes. We do tshuva. That's making amends. That's fixing. Tshuva means turning ourselves around and promising to do better. Engineer Ari gathered an apple, a jar of honey, a challah, and a shofar for each of his friends. He patted the train's boiler again and said, I need to turn you around so we can steam back to Jaffa. I want to find Jesse and Nathaniel and say I'm so sorry. I want to do tshuva. Shana Tova! Happy New Year, called Engineer Ari, steaming out of the station. He tugged the whistle cord. Toot, toot! Just like last week. Our hero's going to get to do tshuva and fix things that he made a mistake, which is a great thing to do. When you make mistakes with your friends, when maybe you hurt their feelings or they hurt yours, you can always kiss and make up, or just say I'm sorry, or do something nice for them in class. That's really important. You guys ready for a song we haven't done yet this year? This is called Zoom Gali Gali. It's an also, just like this book. It's from Israel from a long time ago. The words are Zoom Gali Gali, make our wave sounds, and then the words in the middle are Hechalutz Leman Avodah. You can repeat after me. Hechalutz Leman Avodah, and then you reverse it. You say Avodah. You can repeat Avodah Leman Hechalutz. Zoom Gali 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 Zoom Gali Gali Zoom Gali 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 Zoom Gali Gali Hechalutz Leman Avodah. You can do a working thing because Avodah is work. Maybe a hammer or a saw or a shovel. Avodah leman hechalutz. Hechalutz leman avodah. Avodah leman hechalutz. Zoom gali 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 zoom gali gali. Zoom gali 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 zoom gali gali. Hechalutz leman avodah. Avodah leman hechalutz. Hechalutz leman avodah. Avodah leman hechalutz. Last time with the zoom. Zoom gali 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 zoom gali gali. A little quieter. Zoom gali 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 zoom gali gali. Zoom gali gali. We'll get a little louder. Zoom. And we'll get a little louder still. Zoom. And then get ready for the loudest. Zoom! Okay, boys and girls. This week in the Torah, we talk about children who misbehave. Do you guys ever misbehave? I used to misbehave plenty. Do you behave well sometimes too? I did too. Sometimes we behave well, and sometimes we misbehave. And sometimes it's important to forgive ourselves when we do, and sometimes it's important to try harder when we misbehave. We have to work at it. And sometimes it's important, as you'll see when you grow older, to learn when it's important to behave according to the rules and when it's important to question the rules and even challenge them. Sometimes misbehaving is, to quote someone famous and important, a good kind of trouble. So we'll eventually figure out what good trouble looks like. But for now, think carefully about behaving well for your teachers and parents. And when you misbehave, just like Engineer Ari made a mistake, you can always apologize and fix it afterward. Okay, we're going to finish with one last song. So let's listen. Who's there? There's a dinosaur knocking at my door. Knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she wants to spend Shabbat with me. Yes, first we'll light the candles, then we drink the wine, then we'll eat the challah, and have a real good time. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she wants to spend Shabbat with me and with you. I wish I could spend Shabbat with you. Shabbat shalom, boys and girls, teachers and parents. Bye for now.